Hey everyone, it is your friend and psychic medium, Sean Michael Rutherford. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day. The weather is stunning here in New Orleans. It's hot as always, but there's a beautiful breeze, and that is, to me, like nature giving us a breath of fresh air to deal with this heat. I wanted to have a conversation really quick before I go into work about an interesting topic. The topic of revenge. You know, we get mad at people, we get angry at people, we feel slighted, we feel slandered, we feel hurt and harmed by other people a lot in our lives. You know, there's a lot of times when something happens and we feel attacked, we feel persecuted, you know, and it's understandable to feel that way. But one of the issues that can happen is this need for vengeance, and that's not a good thing spiritually. Metaphysically, that's not a good thing. There's a reason why we outlawed the idea of eye for an eye. And of course, I'm on this philosophy trip right now. I am scouring through my philosophy books for quotes and sayings by the late great philosophers of ancient Greece. And I recently came across a nice little quote by Aristotle from the book from the discourse Virtues and Vices, and I'm going to read it to you now. It says, "Gentleness is the ability to bear reproaches and slights with moderation, and not to embark on revenge quickly, and not to be easily provoked for anger, but be free from bitterness and contentiousness, having tranquility and stability in the spirit." So here we have this astounding philosopher, Aristotle, who was one of the greats. He was one of the first to really, he was one of the greats. He is who taught Alexander the Great. He is who inspired so many great people in the ancient world. And, you know, the idea of being vengeful against someone who has hurt you does not balance anything out. For you can't take something burning and add fire to it and heal it or put it out. So you're feeling hurt, you're in pain, you're angry, you're feeling scarred, you're feeling attacked, you're feeling wounded. You can't expect to harm someone else and feel better. You can't expect to do harm and be a better person. That's when you have to rise above. That's when you have to take in the situation and do better and be better and inspire better. It's the hard road. It's a very difficult avenue to take. If it was easy, though, everyone would do it. If it was easy, then the world would be at peace, and we wouldn't have so many people so greatly hurt by others. It would be a lot more peace and compassion in the world and working together. But of course, we don't have that. I'm trying to set this down so I can talk to y'all without losing it because my arm hurts. And so, you know, we deal with this regularly, right? Where someone gets slighted or harmed by someone else, and there's this, I got to get him back. I got to get him back. I got to do back. I got to go back. And it puts brother against brother. It puts brother against sister against sister. It's terrible. You know, it creates a cycle of anger, and I'm so sorry, I'm really trying to find a better way to hold this. It creates a lot of problems for the world, because it puts something into motion that is hard to get out of motion. One person wants revenge. Revenge is sought again and again and again by people after people after people. And it just continues. It just never ends. It becomes perpetual and self-propelling, and becomes very difficult to get rid of and heal and change. One of the best things that you can do when it comes to feeling slighted or comes to feeling harmed in that way where you want to exact vengeance is to love that person instead. Nobody really hurts anybody. Let me rephrase that. Nobody attacks someone where the recipient of the attack is actually the problem. The recipient has nothing to do with it at all. So if you are the victim of an attack, or verbal, physical, or whatever, it really has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with anything that you actually did. It has nothing to do with who you are. It has everything to do with who the attacker is, who started the issue, because they may be feeling insecure, they may be feeling envious, they may be feeling jealous, they may be feeling angry, and so much can be going through their lives at that moment, at that time, where it's really difficult to identify why they set the course of actions that they set. And the best you can do is offer them love, because what that does is it raises your vibration. It brings you to a place of enlightenment. It brings you to a place of love, which raises the vibration to where those things can't harm you and can't hurt you. And it sends them love. Now, that can be really hard to do. I get it. But it sends someone who's in pain healing. And if you heal the accuser, if you heal the attacker, you heal as the victim. And you are no longer in the place of the victim. You're in the place of the healer. And the more we live in the places of the healer, the more we remove the need for attacks, the more we remove that pain in others that causes them to attack. Again, much easier said than done, but necessary. I've had people attack me my whole life. I've been bullied as a kid. I've been bullied as an adult by people who don't like the fact that I'm big, I'm fat. People don't like the fact that I talk to dead people. People don't like the fact that I read tarot cards. I've been bullied, and and it hurts. It's like, that didn't feel comfortable. But I don't really ever I don't take it personally, but it hurts. And sometimes I'm a bit more triggered than other times. Sometimes I'm having an off day and I have a lot of questions about why this happens, and I don't understand why people feel the need to do this. But I'd never seek revenge. I never seek to harm them back. I seek to understand them. Understand what's going through their minds. What's wrong? Why are they hurting so much so they feel the need to hurt me? And the more I seem to understand, the better I can let it go. And I can heal and then offer them healing. It's okay to understand. Knowledge is power. It's okay to understand where they come from. But it's, I don't risk the revenge. When I was attacked at 14 by 10 guys, I got a call late that night from my aunt who knew the police officers who arrested the the guys. I was 14, they were 16 through 19, and I got a call later that night from my aunt who was like, hey, just want to let y'all know their parents came pick them up from the jail. And we were like, okay. And she told us that each one of those boys were getting whipped and beaten and pushed around when their parents picked them up. And everybody around me was all like ecstatic that they were getting, their butts whooped, and that they were getting spanked, or that they were getting punished. And I was very, very upset by that, because I said, no, that's not good at all. That's not okay. And they're like, why? I said, because that's why they attacked me. That's why they hurt me, is because their parents brutalized them. And they learned from a young age that when you're angry, you're upset by something, or something moves you in a way that's hard to deal with, you hit somebody. And so they hit me, and they attacked me because I was there, and I somehow triggered them, or something about me triggered them. And maybe I was just an easy target, whatever, it doesn't matter. And so it inspired them to attack me, and that's not okay. But them being brutalized was not okay either. Vengeance was not okay. And even though I didn't exact the vengeance, they received karma, so to speak, by getting beaten up by their parents. And that's not okay. The people that are supposed to love you the most are your parents, and they should not be the ones who beat you. You shouldn't get beaten anyway, but and here it is reinforcing to that behavior. And everybody was like, you're weird. And I learned early on that I just had a very different frame of mind, and that's okay. So don't seek vengeance when someone hurts you. Don't seek vengeance when you feel slighted. Don't seek vengeance when it feels like someone is attacking you. Wish them love, heal from it, try to understand them, and then rise above. Offer them healing, offer them love. Maybe not to their face, but to put it out to the universe. I wish so-and-so love and healing from trying to hurt me, so that they may heal in whatever they needed. Whatever about them felt the need to harm me, I hope heals, And let us all rise together. Let us all climb this mountain with hands held tight, so that way we all get to the top equally with love. Because that's where healing is. That's where being centered in the self, that's where God, that's where universe lies, is within that sense of equality and love and healing and true unconditional compassion. Well, everyone, it was a pleasure sharing this with y'all again. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to talk more about this subject, give me a holler on facebook.com/Psychic Sean, or on my website, psychic-sean.com. As always, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, follow my YouTube channel, and I will see you soon. As always, in love and light.